Mantaray79 here, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Cardfight Vanguard Deer Days, part 46. Alright, then let's begin. Pressing the A button now.
Vanguard, Deer Days.
Loading game and proceeding. Here we are in the main menu, off to edit deck menu. And now, for those of you who kept up my previous video, I'd spent the time progressing further into the game's main story, but before we continue with that, I'm going to spend today's episode showing off the DSS-03 Strike Deckset Chronojet, which features the Dark States Chronojet Dragon. And already, let's begin. So, going to the edit deck menu, entering edit deck, and off we go. Here we are in the edit deck menu, and like I just mentioned before, in today's episode, I'm going to be showcasing the DSS-03 Strike Deckset Chronojet, which shows the Dark States Chronojet Dragon. And already, let's begin. First, we're going to show the deck's Grade 3 lineup. For the Grade 3s of this deck, we are playing Right Deck, Grade 3, Chronojet Dragon, skills for skill, auto as a Vanguard, Generation Break 2, active if you have 2 or more face-up G units in total on your Vanguard or G zone. When this unit attacks, until end of battle, this unit gets plus 5,000 power, and your opponent cannot call Grade 1 or greater cards from hand to Guardian Circle. Second skill, auto as a Vanguard. When your G unit strike during your turn, cost Counterblast 1. If the cost and pay, choose one of your opponent's rear guards and put them to the bottom of their deck. So for Chronojet Dragon, he's the main Grade 3 to run this deck. His skill is the first skill. As long as the conditions of the first skill are met when you attack your Vanguard, not only do you get to give your Vanguard more power to work with, but also restrict your opponent's defensive options, making them unable to guard your attacks with Grade 1 or greater cards, thus blocking perfect guards and making your Vanguard's attack more likely to hit. Any second skill, whenever you strike on top of your Vanguard Chronojet Dragon, by paying the cost, you'll be able to clear your opponent's field of rear guards. And alright, the Grade 3 Chronojet Dragon, we have 4 in the deck, 1 in the right deck, 3 in the main deck. Next, the Grade 3 Steam Fighter Ballet, skills for skill, continuous as a rear guard, Generation Break 2, active if you have 2 or more face-up G units in total in your Vanguard or G zone. During your turn, if any player's rear guard was put into the bottom of their deck this turn, this unit gets plus 10,000 power. And the second skill, auto, when this card is discarded from hand for the cost of a stride, draw 1 card. So for Ballet, a pretty good Grade 3 to play in your Chronojet decks with its skills, the first skill. As long as the conditions of the first skill are met, your Ballet can serve as a potential 23,000 point attacker for your front row. Any second skill, when used to pay for the cost of a strike cost, you can draw more cards. And okay, the Grade 3 Steam Fighter Ballet. We have 3 in the deck. Next up, with that, we finished the Grade 3 lineup. Now we're going to the Grade 2 lineup. For the Grade 2s of this deck, we are playing the Grade 2 Right Deck, Smoke Gear Dragon, skill, auto. When this unit is rolled upon by a Grade 3 Chronojet in its card name, cost Soul Blast 1. If the cost and paid, search your deck for up to 1 Grade 3 unit, reveal it and put it into your hand and shuffle your deck. So for Smoke Gear Dragon, he's the main Grade 2 to run in his deck. With skill, when you write Chronojet on top of him and paying the cost, you can secure yourself a Grade 3 in your hand to either call to attack with, or to preserve in your hand for strike cost, or for any other reason you wish to have an additional Grade 3 in your hand for. And affirmative, the Grade 2 Smoke Gear Dragon, we have 1 in the right deck. Next up, the Grade 2 Upstream Dragon, skill, auto as a rear guard, Generation Break 1, active if you have 1 or more face-up G units in total on your Vanguard G zone. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, this unit gets plus 5,000 power until end of battle. At the end of the battle, cost, put this unit into the bottom of your deck. If the cost and paid, search your deck for up to 1 Grade 1 card, call to the back row rear guard circle, and shuffle your deck. So for Upstream Dragon, another good card to play in your Chronojet deck. With skill, as long as the conditions of the skill are met whenever you attack with your rear guard Upstream Dragon, he can turn into a potential 15,000 point attacker for your front row. Then at the end of the battle, you get to switch out Upstream for a Grade 1 in your deck to call to the back row to serve as a potential booster for the back row, or a rear guard whose skill you wish to take advantage of later in the game. And confirm the Grade 2 Upstream Dragon. We have 4 in the deck. Next up, the Grade 2 Steam Fighter Argandia. Skill Auto. When this unit is put in the Guardian Circle, cost Soul Blast 1. If the cast and paid, this unit gets plus 5,000 shield until end of battle. If your G zone has a face-up card, it gets plus 10,000 shield instead of 5,000. So for Argandia, another good card to play in your Chronojet deck with skill when used to guard with while paying the cost, as long as the conditions of the cost are met. Not only do you get to turn your Argandia into either a potential 10,000 to 15,000 point shield, making it a very powerful defensive card to have. And alrighty, the Grade 2 Steam Fighter Argandia, we have 4 in the deck, and we finished the Grade 2 lineup of that. Next up, let's get on to the deck's Grade 1 lineup. For the Grade 1s of this deck, we are playing Right Deck, Grade 1, Mazer Gear Dragon, Skill, Auto. When this unit is placed by riding from Chronodran, draw a card and you get a Chronojet Dragon Crest. So for Mazer Gear Dragon, he's the main Grade 1 to ride this deck with skill. When used to ride on top of Chronodran, not only do you get to draw more cards, but then you can also secure yourself a Chronojet Dragon Crest, which is one of the main cards to play in the Chronojet Dragon deck. And okie dokie, the Grade 1 Mazer Gear Dragon, we have 1 in the right deck. Next up, the Grade 1 Steam Maiden Arlim Sentinel Perfect Guard. Skills for skill, Continuous Sentinel. You may only have up to 4 cards of Continuous Sentinel on the deck. Second skill, Auto. When this unit is put on the Guardian Circle, choose from your units, and it cannot be hit until end of battle. If your hand is 2 or more cards, choose a card from your hand, discard it. So for Arlim, she's a perfect guard for the Dark Stage Nation. Like any other perfect guard in the Cardfight Vanguard trading card game, she features the same skill and activation. When used to guard with and discarding 1 card from your hand, you can block an enemy attack. But Arlim also features an ability unique to all these standard format perfect guards. When used to guard with while you have less than 2 cards in hand, you will not have to pay the usual discard 1 cost, making Arlim a potential no-cost perfect guard in desperate last resort situations. And affirmative, the Grade 1 Steam Maiden Arlim, we have 4 in the deck. Next up, the Grade 1 Steam Breath Dragon. Skills for skill, continuous from the hand. While you are paying the cost for a stride, this card may be discarded as a Grade 3. Second skill, action from the hand. If you have a Chronojet Dragon Crest, cost, discard this card. If the cost is paid, search your deck or drop for up to 1 Grade 3 card with Chronojet in its card name. Reveal it, put it into your hand, and if you search your deck, shuffle your deck. So for Steam Breath Dragon, a support card for the Chronojet Dragon deck with skills. The first skill, when you are paying for the cost of a stride, Steam Breath can then count as a Grade 3, making him a stride fodder for striding with. And the second skill, by paying the cost of the second skill, you can secure yourself a Grade 3 Chronojet for either striding or for any other purpose you wish to have a additional Grade 3 Chronojet in your hand for. And confirm the Grade 1 Steam Breath Dragon, we have 4 in the deck. Next up, the Grade 1 Gear Sero of Magnetic Resonance. Skills for skill, continuous as a rear guard. During your turn, if any player's rear guard was put in the bottom of their deck this turn, this unit gets plus 5,000 power. And second skill, continuous as a rear guard, Generation Break 1. Active if you have 1 or more face-up G units in total in your Vanguard G zone. This unit gets intercept and can intercept from the back row. So for Gear Sero of Magnetic Resonance, another powerful card to play in your Chronojet Dragon deck with skills the first skill. As long as the conditions of the first skill are met, your Gear Sero then can serve as a potential 13,000 point attacker for the front row or a 13,000 point booster for the back row. Any second skill, as long as the conditions of the skill are met, your Gear Sero then can serve as a potential 5,000 point intercept from the back row, giving you more defensive options to have. And alright, the Grade 1 Gear Sero of Magnetic Resonance, we have 4 in the deck. Next up, the Grade 1 Steam Scara GG. Skill, Auto. When this unit is placed on the rear guard circle, if you have a Chronojet Dragon Crest, cost, Soul Blast 2. If the cost is paid, draw a card. And if this unit was placed by your card's ability, this unit gets plus 5,000 power until end of turn. So for GG, a support card for the Chronojet Dragon deck with its skills. When called, while you have a Chronojet Dragon Crest in play, by paying the cost, not only do you get to draw more cards, but as long as the conditions of the skill are met, your GG then can serve to either give you a 13,000 point attacker for the front row or a 13,000 point booster for the back row. And okay, the Great 1, Team Scarra GG, we have 4 in the deck. And with that, we just about finished the deck's Great 1 lineup. Next, let's get on to the Great 0 lineup. For the Great Zeros of this deck, we are playing Right Deck, Great 0, Chronojet, Skill, Auto. When this unit is rolled upon, if you went second, draw a card. So for Chronojet, he's the starting unit of this deck. Like any other starting unit in the standard format, he features the same skill and activation. When written on the top of, if you're the second to go in the game, you get to draw a card. And affirmative, the Great 0, Chronojet starting unit, we have 1 in the right deck. And with that, we finish the deck's Great 0 lineup. Next, it's time to get on with the trigger lineup. For the triggers of this deck, we are playing the Great 0, Hades, Dragon, DD Resentment, Gamma Child, Over Trigger, Skill, Trigger, additional effect. You get during your turn, all of your Vanguards gets plus 10,000 power and plus 1 critical until end of fight. So for Gamma Child, he's the Over Trigger for the Dark States Nation. Like any other Over Trigger in the Cardfight Vanguard trading card game, he features the same skill and activation when revealed during a drive check or a damage check. For the remainder, you get plus 100 million power and draw a card. But he also features an ability unique to him alone. When revealed during a drive check on your turn, you can give your Vanguard plus 10,000 power and plus 1 critical for the entire fight. Thus, Gamma Child is an Over Trigger best used when revealed earlier in the fight during your turn. For the earlier revealed during a drive check on your turn, you can continuously give your Vanguard plus 10,000 power and plus 1 critical for during your turn for the whole fight, thus making it easier to pressure your opponent early and later on. And alrighty, the Great 0, Hades, Dragon, DD Resentment, Gamma Child, Over Trigger, we have 1 in the deck. Next up, the Great 0, Lively Breath Dragon, Critical Trigger, we have 4 in the deck. The Great 0, Advanced Clock Dragon, Draw Trigger, we have 4 in the deck. The Great 0, Steam Gunner, Ilushma, Front Trigger, we have 3 in the deck. The Great 0, Direful Doll, Alexandra, Heal Trigger, we have 4 in the deck. And with that, we finished covering the deck's trigger lineup. Now it's time to get on with the G Zone. For the G Zone, we have the Great 4, Chrono Dragon next stage. Skills for skill, this card cannot be put in your main deck. Second skill, Stride Step. Cost, discard a Grade 3 with Chronojet in his card name from hand. If the cost and paid, stride this card into your Vanguard circle from face down. When you stride, your original Vanguard becomes a heart card, and this unit gets that card's power and card name at the end of the turn. Return this card face up. Third skill, Auto, from the Vanguard, Generation Break 2. At the end of the battle, this unit attacked a Vanguard, cost, counter +1, and discard 2 cards from hand. If the cost and paid, put this card into your G Zone face up. Choose your Vanguard of Chronojet in its card name and restand it. So for Chrono Dragon next stage, it's pretty much a G unit meant to be played in the Chronojet Dragon deck with its skill, the third skill. After attacking by paying the cost, you can give yourself another Vanguard attack to work with, thus making it easier to pressure or finish off your opponent with. And so for the Great 4, Chrono Dragon next stage, we have 4 in the deck. Next up, the Great 4, Interdimensional Dragon, Fate Rider Dragon. Skills for skill, this card cannot be in your main deck. Second skill, Stride Step. Cost, choose 1 or more cards from the hand with the sum of their grades being Grade 3 or greater. Discard them. If the cost and paid, strike this card onto your Vanguard from face down. When you strike, your original Vanguard becomes a heart card, and this unit gets the card's power and card name. At the end of the turn, return this unit face up. Third skill, Auto from the Vanguard. When this unit attacks, cost, counter +1, and turn a card from the G Zone face up, and put a rear guard on the bottom of the deck. If the cost and paid, search your deck for up to 1 unit card with grade +1 of the card put in the bottom of your deck for this cost. Call to rear guard and shuffle your deck. Choose 1 of your units and it gets plus 5,000 power until end of turn for each face-up card your G Zone. So for Fate Rider Dragon, another G unit meant to be played in the Chronojet Dragon deck with skill, the third skill. When attacking and paying the cost, you can secure yourself another card from your deck to serve as a potential front row attacker or back row booster, or a rear guard whose skill you wish to take advantage of on that turn. And also, when called, as long as the conditions of the skill are met, you can give power to the called unit, giving you a powerful attacker or booster depending on what you call it and what you call. And alright, the Great 4, Interdimensional Dragon, Fate Rider Dragon, we have 4 in the deck, and with that, we've covered the deck's G Zone. And with that, the deck's been built, cards explained. Let's just leave the deck. And so for the cards in this deck, we are playing 4 Grade 3 Chronojet Dragon, 1 Grade 2 Smoke Gear Dragon, 1 Grade 1 Mazer Gear Dragon, 1 Grade 0 Chrono Dran, 3 Grade 3 Steam Fighter Valley, 4 Grade 2 Upstream Dragon, 4 Grade 2 Steam Fighter Argandia, 4 Grade 1 Steam Maiden Arlim, 4 Grade 1 Steam Breath Dragon, 4 Grade 1 Gear Seraph Magnetic Resonance, 4 Grade 1 Steam Scarab Gigi. And for the triggers in this deck, we are playing 1 Over Trigger Gamish Hell, 4 Critical Triggers, 4 Draw Triggers, 3 Front Triggers, 4 Heal Triggers, and for the deck's G Zone, we are playing 4 Chrono Dragon Next Stage, and 4 Interdimensional Dragon, Fate by the Dragon. And okie dokie, the deck has been more or less displayed, card effects explained. Now let's test out a deck, but before we do that, let's just change the card sleeves, changing sleeves. For the sleeves in this deck we're using, let's see. First, the main deck sleeves, we're going to be using this Dark States Nation flag sleeve as the main deck sleeve, says main deck. For the G Zone, using this G unit back card for the sleeve, so setting it as a G deck sleeve. And now for the right deck sleeve, we're using, for the deck's right deck sleeve, we're gonna be using, how about, we'll just hold on to the current right deck sleeve, red Vanguard circle sleeve. And okay, the deck has been displayed, card press explained, card sleeve changed. Now it's time to test out the deck, so let's leave the edit deck menu, return to main menu, off to fight menu, and to CPU fight. Selecting the deck we just displayed, the DSS-003 Strike Deckset Chronojet. Selecting deck, now choosing the opponent. I'm gonna test it out on, let's see, how about Yuki Chidoji, hard difficulty. And the battle begins. Let's get started. And here we are in the fight. We're gonna decide who goes first. So, rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Scissor to scissors, one more time. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Paper to scissors, I lose, going second. Drawing our starting hands, I got a Gear Zero, Chronojet Dragon, Upstream, Critical Trigger, and a Perfect Guard. Not a bad draw, holding on to all normal units. This redrawing the Critical Trigger, redraw. Yay, Steam Breath, good card. And my opponent goes first. She rides the Great One, Blaster Javelin. End of their turn, my turn, I draw. For the right deck cost, I'm riding Mazer Gear Dragon. For the right deck cost, I'm discarding, let's see, with Steam Breath Dragon, I can use his skill to return Chronojet Dragon to my hand, so I'm discarding Chronojet Dragon for the right deck cost, and ride Mazer Gear Dragon. Skill of Chrono Dran, drawing 1 card. And draw a front trigger. Fine, I guess. So next is my Mazer Gear Dragon skill, deploying 1 Chronojet Dragon crest over there. And let's look at the crest first. The Chronojet Dragon crest, it has 4 skills. First skill, continuous. You can perform stride and cannot ride grade 3 or greater cards without the Chronojet in their card names. Second skill, continuous. The original power of your grade 3 cards of Chronojet in their card names become 13,000, including heart cards. The third skill, continuous, during your turn. If you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard of Chronojet in its card name, all of your front row units get plus 5,000 power for each face-up card in your G-Zone. And the fourth skill, auto, at the beginning of your battle phase, choose up to 1 grade 3 or greater rear guard, and increase or decrease its grade to 0 until end of turn. So the crest provides us a whole bunch of useful abilities during my turn while when I finally arrive to Chronojet Dragon, so good to know. Alright, then I think that's all for the main phase. Hold on, nope. I'm activating Steam Breath Dragon skill, discarding it from my hand to search either my deck or drop zone for Chronojet Dragon. I'm gonna take a Chronojet from my deck, add it to hand. And there we go, that should do it. That's the end of my main phase. On to the battle phase. The crest activates, but there's nothing to use it for yet. So, my Vanguard attacks the Vanguard, 8,000. The attack goes through, dry check. No trigger, another Steam Breath, not too bad. 1 damage, slash. Damage check. No trigger, Maple, 1 less card to worry about, nice. That's the end of my turn, my opponent's turn. My opponent rides to the Grade 2, Blaster Dart. I have no rear guards to retire. I made the right choice not calling anything, so he Superior calls Painkiller with Blaster Javelin skill, and he's gonna use Blaster Dart skill to sacrifice it to get a drive +1 to his Vanguard, so 1 less rear guard to worry about. And now he calls oh man, he has Bedivere and K in his hand, not good. Alright, his Vanguard's Twin Drive with K skill. His Bedivere will attack for 23,000 power, so I'll try to block the Vanguard and let the rear guard go through. I guard with Steam Gunner Ilshuma. Guard, 23,000 power, 2 triggers to pass. Take it. First check, no trigger, safe. Second check. Ah, critical trigger, come on. Well, at least I made the right choice blocking the Vanguard's attack, so all the effects are going to his Bedivere and Kuchink. Safe. Now the rear guard Bedivere boosted by K attacks the Vanguard with skill added, 33,000 power, 2 criticals. No guard, gonna take the attack. Here it comes. Ow! Damage check first. No trigger, perfect guard, not good. Second check. No trigger, ah! 2 good cards out of the deck. End of my opponent's turn, my turn. Stand and draw. Ah, I drew a heal trigger, come on. Fine, I ride from the right deck, Smoke Gear Dragon. For the right deck cost, I'm discarding. What to discard? What to discard? I'm at 2 damage, I better hold on to the heal trigger to guard, so I guess I'll discard 1... discarding 1... Steam Breath Dragon for the right deck cost, discard, and ride Smoke Gear. Next, I call to the front row. 1 Upstream Dragon to the rear guard, call! And then I call Gear Zero of Magnetic Resonance, and 1 Steam Scarra GG to the rear guard, call! GG skill, Soul Blast 2. Soul Blast 1 and 2. And Soul Blast and draw. Ah, another heal trigger out of the deck. Come on, seriously? Fine, whatever. Going to the battle phase. My smoke, the crest activates, but still can't use it yet. Smoke Gear attacks the rear guard Bedivere, 10k to 10k. The attack goes through, and slap. 1 less rear guard to worry about. Now my Vanguard attacks the Vanguard, 10k. The attack goes through, drive check. No trigger, ah, no trigger. 1 damage to my opponent, slash, damage check. No trigger, safe. A Maple out of the deck, 1 less card to worry about. Now, boosted by Gear Zero, GG attacks the Vanguard, 16,000 power. And he goes to a critical, 25k, attack blocked. So that's the end of my turn. Now it's my opponent's turn. My opponent rides their Grade 3 Sword Saint Night Dragon Gram Grace. Activating Gram Grace's skill to call a card to the back row. She's calling to the back row. 1 Fasado. It's a really good card. Power to the back row and can attack from the back row. Another Bedivere and another Fasado. Come on, so many good cards. Fasado attacks the Vanguard. If its attack goes through, she can countercharge, so I can't let her do that. I guard with Alexandra, 25k. Attack blocked. Kachink, safe. Next, skill of Gram Grace, Fasado to Soul, she draws. Rear guard the Vanguard. That's like 23k. Then I gotta let the Vanguard and the remaining rear guard go through, so I'm gonna guard this one. Guard of another heal trigger, Alexandra, 25k, attack blocked. And ka-chink, safe. Here it comes. Grand Brace the Vanguard, 13k. No guard, gonna take the attack. Drive check first. No trigger, another Fasado. Second
ド
check.
ライブチェック
No trigger, perfect guard. Oh, no triggers, that's okay, I guess. So, 1 damage. Here it comes. Ow! Damage check. Over trigger. Okay-ish. I got a perfect guard, so this is a tough choice. I think I'm gonna... I can't afford to take too much damage early, but I gotta hold on to my rear guard, so I'm just gonna give the power to my rear guard upstream dragon. And another attack from Fasado, that's 21k.
スキル発動
Skill of the back row, another 2000, so 23k, that's 25k to block it. This one offers at least a 10,000 point shield, not enough. No choice, I gotta let Fasado go through. Ow! Damage check. Draw trigger! Finally a good trigger. I draw a card and power up. Drew a critical, come on!
スキル発動
Skill of Fasado, she countercharges and soul charges. She soul charged a Persona Ride. Okay, one less card to worry about. Now, from the right deck, I ride Chronojet Dragon. For the right deck cost, I'm discarding 1 Argandia, discard, and ride Chronojet Dragon. Skill of Smoke Gear. Soul Blast 1, Soul Blast. And add 1 grade 3 to my hand. I'm adding Steam Fighter Ballop to hand. There we go. Now, on to the Stride phase. I'm gonna Stride Interdimensional Dragon, Fate Rider Dragon. For the right deck cost, discarding 1 Steam Fighter Bali. Discard, and now, Stride Degeneration, Fate Rider Dragon. Skill of Bali, draw 1 card, and draw! I drew a GG, alright I guess. Next, Chronojet skill, Stride skill, Counterblast 1, Counter Blast, and send 1 rear guard to the deck. I send the rear guard Bedivere to deck. Next, I'm going to call... This is a tough choice. I don't have enough soul, so... Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna call anything. I think I'm just gonna leave my field as is, or should I? Nope, I'm gonna call 1 GG to the back roads upstream here. That should be enough. And yeah, I think that's enough. So, skip end of main phase, on to battle phase. Crest activated. Now, boosted by Gear Zero, GG attacks the rear guard Fasado, 21k to 13k.
ノーガー
The
ド
attack goes through, and bang bang bang! 1 less rear guard to worry about. Now, boosted by GG, my upstream dragon attacks the Vanguard. Skill activated, plus 5,000 more power. So total, 23,000 power to the Vanguard.
ノーガード
The attack goes through, and slash! 1 damage, damage check. Critical trigger, come on, so lucky.
クリティカルプラス
All affects the Vanguard, not good. Fine, then I'm activating my upstream dragon skill into the soul. And Superior Call a Great 1. I Superior Call Gear Zero of Magnetic Resonance to the back row over here. Plus power, and boosted by Gear Zero, Fate Rider attacks the Vanguard, 41,000 power. Skill of Fate Rider. Counter Blast 1. Counter Blast. Flip 1 card in the G zone face up, Fate Rider. And send 1 card to the deck. I send GG to the deck. And search my deck for another upstream dragon. Call. Power added. Power added. That ought to do it. My opponent perfect guards, and for the perfect guard cost, she discards 1 Bedivere. 1 less card to worry about. Triple drive first. No trigger. A laser gear. Second check. Alright, critical trigger, just what I needed. All effects to the rear guard upstream.
パワープラス
And the third
チェッ
check.
クザドライブトリガー
Alright, draw trigger, another lucky trigger. I draw a steam breath, all effects to upstream. My attack fails, but now I've got a more powerful rear guard to attack with. Upstream Dragon attacks the Vanguard, 40,000 power. Skill activated, plus another 5,000 power. Total 45k, 2 criticals. The attack goes through, and slap! 2 damage. First,
ドロートリガー
draw trigger, lucky.
パワープラス
Trigger effects added, draw more cards. Second
ダメー
check.
ジチェックヒールトリガー
Heal trigger, come on. She can't heal. 2 good triggers in a row, come on. Find an upstream skill. Into the deck.
発動だ
Search my deck for a great one. I'm searching for Gears a row and putting it into the back row over GG. Call. And that's the end of my turn. My opponent's turn.
このスキルで決着
Activating Grand Grace's skill, she's going to Superior Call to the back row. Fasado, I knew that was coming. Power up. Fasado attacks the Vanguard. Gotta let it go through, no guard.
ノーガード
Ow!
ダメージ
Damage check. Front trigger, an okay-ish card. Power up the front row. Fasado skill, he counter charges and soul charges. He soul charge. Yes, a heal trigger. Lucky. He cannot heal.
ヴァンガード
Vanguard to Vanguard. If he gets a critical, I'm doomed. An over trigger as well. So I think I better play it safe. Just gonna guard for a perfect guard. Steam Maiden Arling. For the perfect guard cost, I'm discarding
スキル発動
1 critical trigger, lively breath, discard, and perfect guard activated.
ドライブチェック
To drive for check. Heal trigger. Come on, another heal.
パワー
Now she's back to 3 damage. So lucky.
ドライブ
Second
チェ
check.
ック
No trigger. Perfect guard. Come on. Kachink, safe. And ended my opponent's turn. My turn. Stand and draw. Skipping the right phase, going to strike phase. I'm gonna strike Chrono Dragon next stage. For the strike cost, I'm discarding Chronojet Dragon. And here it comes. Strike the generation. Chrono Dragon next stage. And I activate the strike cost. Yep, gonna activate the strike cost. Strike skill, counter blast 1, and send 1 rear guard to the bottom of the deck. I'm sending Knight of Friendship K. Power up to the back row, and now my Steam Breath skill, discarding it and search my deck or drop zone for a Chronojet. I'm adding the last Chronojet in my deck back to the hand. Next, I'm calling to the front row Steam Fighter Bali. Call. And 1 upstream dragon? Or Argandia. Power or My opponent has 7 cards in hand, 3 damage. There's a chance I won't be able to finish it off this turn. They have 1 perfect guard in hand, so I better play it safe. I'm calling my Argandia to the front row. Preserving my back row, and that should do it. On to battle phase. Chrono Dragon Crest activated.
スキル発動だ
Bali's becomes a grade 0, and okie dokie. Next stage, unboosted, attacks the Vanguard, 38,000 power. She perfect guards, I knew that was coming.
スキル発動
And perfect guard, she discards a draw trigger. Triple drive, first check. No trigger, Bali, second check.
チェックザドライブトリガー
No trigger, upstream, third check.
チェックザドライブトリガー
No trigger, 3 triggers, and not even 1. The attack fails, but now I'm gonna activate next stage's skill. Counter blast 1, counter blast, and discard 2 cards from hand. I'm discarding upstream and 2 upstreams. Discard
スキル発動
and restand Chronojet Dragon, power to the front row. Next, boosted by Gear Sorrow, my Argandia attacks the Vanguard, 38,000 power.
ノーガ
The
ード
attack goes through and slash. 1 damage, damage check. No trigger, safe. Painkiller Angel, one less card to worry about. Now boosted by Gear Sero, Chronojet Dragon attacks the Vanguard. Generation Break activated, plus 5,000 power, and my opponent cannot guard any Grade 1 or higher cards. 46k to the Vanguard. 3 triggers in a row, 58, 2 to pass. First check. Draw trigger. My opponent has 2 cards in hand. I think Bali's attack will still go through regardless, so I'm gonna risk it, give it all to the Vanguard. I drew a GG. Second check, come on. Yeah, heal trigger, just what I needed. I heal 1 point of damage, healing, and power to Chronojet Dragon. The attack breaks through. And smash! 1 damage, damage check. No trigger, Grand Brace, 1 less Persona Ride to worry about. Now the final attack. Gear Sero boosts Bali to attack the Vanguard. 51,000 power. Perfect guard and no cost too. The attack fails. So that's the end of my turn. Now it's my opponent's turn. Activating Grand Brace's skill, Superior call a card from the back row. For the back row, she calls a Grade 3 Ease Rod Angel and Bedivere. Vanguard. I can't risk a double critical. I perfect guard with Arlene. For the perfect guard cost, I'm discarding 1 draw trigger, Advanced Clock Dragon, perfect guard activated. Twin Drive, first check. Perfect guard, not good, second check. And Painkiller, no triggers, so ka-chink, safe. Next, here comes Ease Rod Angel to the Vanguard, no guard, gonna take it. Ow! Damage check. No triggers, Steam Breath. 1 more attack. No, wait. Grand Brace's skill into Soul and Draw. Back. Next up, his Bedivere attacks with boosted by Mako. Plus 2,000, 20k to Vanguard. I need the counter blast, so no guard, gonna take it. Ow! Damage check. No trigger, perfect guard. So that's the end of my opponent's turn. Now it's my turn. Stand and draw. I drew a front trigger, skipping to strike phase. Let's just check first. I have 4 draw triggers in the deck. I have 1 in the hand. In the drop zone, I have 2 draw triggers in the drop zone and 1 in the damage zone. 3 out of 4 draw triggers are out. If I use Chrono Dragon next stage, total 5 drive checks. So yeah, I think my deck will still have enough. So I'm gonna strike Chrono Dragon next stage. For the strike cost, I'm discarding Chronojet Dragon. And here comes Stride the Generation Chrono Dragon next stage. Stride skill. Counter Blast 1, Counter Blast. Send 1 rear guard to the bottom of the deck. I am sending Knight of Loyalty Bedivere, power the entire back row. Then I call Bali over on top of here, call the rear guard, power up. And that's it. On to battle phase. First up, Crest activated. Turning the left side into a Grade 0. Now, next stage, unboosted, attacks the Vanguard, 43k. Perfect guard, I knew that was coming. For the perfect guard cost, she discards a Backle, triple drive, first check. No trigger, GG. Second check. No trigger, another GG. Third check. Heal trigger. I can heal 1, healing, and give power to... Let's see, I'm gonna give the power to my back row center column Gear Sero. There we go. The attack fails, but now I'm gonna activate next stage's skill. Counter Blast 1, Counter Blast. Discard 2 cards, I discard 2 GGs, discard, and restand Chronojet Dragon as my Vanguard. Power up! Now, boosted by Gear Sero, Chronojet Dragon attacks the Vanguard, 56,000 power. Generation Break activated, plus another 5,000 power. That's 61,000 power and cannot guard great ones or hires. The attack goes through. Twin drive, first check. No trigger. Upstream. Second check.
チェックザドライブトリガー
No trigger. So just one damage and fetch. Damage check. Draw trigger. Heal, he cannot heal. Trigger effect wasted and that's 6 damage. I win. Huh. That was a pretty okay fight. I got to try out the cards in this deck pretty okay-ish by my opinion. So I got win, double trigger, attack 60,000 more power, perfect guarded, drew an over trigger, 8 turns passed, did a superior call, retired 5 opposing units, and 1 of 10 or more cards in one hand, threw 3 or more times in one turn. I got 2,900 BP, total 11, 13,275 BP, pressing A to go next, leaving the fight, returning the fight menu,
どのファイターにする
leaving the fight menu, return the main menu, and going to the edit deck menu.
どのデッキを
And with that, we just about finished showing off the deck, explaining the card effects, and testing the deck out in front of you. So first I want to say is, thank you to the viewers for watching today's video, and to please stay tuned for more videos I plan to upload again in the near future. I also hope you all show support by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my videos and channel. And with that I say, goodbye and